Jeanette from Creative Crafts, and today's DIY is going to show you what you could do with this table here. This actually is a desk, but it was like a normal wood color and I painted it white. And now I'm going to I'm going to use these permanent markers, and I'm going to make a family tree on here. So let's get started. The things that you're going to need, of course, is freshly painted table, any color you want. I prefer white. I have this acrylic painter colors, and then I have two different sizes of this editing pen, which is permanent marker. So this is what you should use. This is what I suggest. So these are the two major things that you'll need, and a varnishing spray or something that will make a glossy effect if you make sure you have the correct pens for it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw my tree with this pen. And then do the other side too. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm using the fat one for the tree first, because you're going to have to color all this in anyway. And I'm going to make my branches. If you freshly painted the table, I do suggest that you wait a day or two to make sure that the paint is totally dry. Because if you start drawing on it, what's going to happen is you're going to have a huge mess. And to make a tree look good, what you're going to have to do is do your own style, find something on the internet. But what I decided is I'm just going to go like this. And just keep doing it, and you keep putting all kinds of branches all over it. Like I suggest you to do is keep adding branches to it. And my logo, what I usually do is I add some little swirlies to some areas. So that it looks cute. I think my pen is leaking out. So now what I want to do is color all the tree in, parts of it all the way up to here. On just try to figure it out how you want to do that. So now I'm going to color this all in. Don't rush. Take your time. may not look like what you wanted at the beginning. Trust me, this is not the first time I started this. This is my third attempt. So I'm going to color all the pieces I can black, the tree parts, and then we'll go to the next step. So everybody, here's the tree where I covered it all. Here you can see the areas are black. And I made some, sorry about that, I made some little twirlies and everything. When I painted the tree, I painted it very slowly, you know, like this. So it has like these rigidy lines like a tree on it. You can see, if you can look closer up to it. I'm going to try to take a close-up picture of it and show you. But now the next step is writing the names of the family tree onto the tree. And how I'm going to do this is I've been studying my family tree for now over 17 years. And I have names from up to the year 1300s. And I took all the family names that are connected to my father's side and my mother's side, and I'm going to put all the names that are on my father's side, which is here, and most of them are French and German, you could say. And then on my mother's side, I'll do on this side of the tree, on the other side, and that's mostly English, Irish, Scottish, and then also American Indian. That was my great-great-grandmother's heritage. She was an American Indian, part American Indian. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it all in black in a smaller marker. This is a normal one. I usually had a permanent one, but it ran out. But I found this one, and hopefully I have enough ink in it or whatever it's inside here to write all the names onto the tree. And as you can see, I'm going to see if I can get closer. So as you can see how I started writing the names on the end of each branch. This is what I'm going to do with all the names that I have on my father's side, which is only going to be on this side. And then on the other side of the tree, which will be my mother's side. I'm going to write all the names on it. And then when we're done with that, we can add other little things to it or leave it just the way it is. So this is what I'm going to do. So far I already have a few names. Laporte, Panton, Keen, which is German. That's what I'm putting all the German names all up here. And then all the French names everywhere. We have one Asian name, which is funny. And the last name I wrote down now is Parker, I think. No, Capel. The next one is Robinson. So I think it's amazing how so many names that are in our family tree. I'm just astounded how it is. And I was amazed when I was making my tree exactly how many names are in our family tree. You know, you would say, oh, there shouldn't be just one name, but it's not actually. So here's another German name, which I'll put up here. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's funny. Worsley. I'll put Worsley here. I wish I had a smaller pen, but I don't. Put Danvers here. Coke. Donstici. That's my opinion, English. Maybe one English name in our family tree here. Daunttsey. Just checking to see if it's still taping. So I'm going to put all these names all on one side, and then I'm going to do my mother's side. And this is, so far it's starting to look really good. So I'm going to finish my father's side, and then I'm going to go to my mother's side. So everybody, as you can see, I finished my father's side. There's always room to make extra lines or new ones. You can always add if you want to add more names to it. I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm not going to put no gloss or anything on top of it, because if I found it, because I still look through myancestry.com and I try to see if I can go further. And so far this is all the names from my father's side, and now I'm going to do this side, which is my mom's side. So now I will do that. And yeah, there's a lot of English names on this one. Eastman, Brown, Kimball, Boyle, you know, the Woodbury, Chapman. There's so many different names, and we also have some names. One of the family members are actually from Henry VIII, the Elizabeth I. She is in my family tree on my mom's side, which is so funny. There's so many royals in the names that I have. There are some countesses also in there. So I'm just going to write the last names. I'm not going to write countess or queen or whatever. I'm just going to put their family name down on it. And I'm going to put it all on this side. And when I'm done, I'm going to try to take some of these colored markers and maybe add some green to it for like put little leaves on it. And I'm going to see how that goes. But I will do that in the next step. But this one now, I'm going to add the Morse side, which, as you can see, I have written here on my mom's side. That's her maiden name, Morse. And the other side is Villers, which is French, and is on my father's side. So that's on the other end of the tree. That's where it starts, the tree. So that's where I put it. And now I will add the rest of the names up here, which I have here. My mom's family book, the name doesn't go very far as my dad's, because of the fact that I guess everyone stayed together. I don't know. There were a lot of boys in my father's and my mother's side of the family, so that's why. Like, we have Fitzgerald, and you just see, what you do is look for an area where it's pretty big so you can put the name on it, which I'm going to put it over here. And I wish I had a smaller marker, but I don't. So I'm going to have to try to write very gently on it. And write it so that people can read it. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to write all the names that I can on this side of my mom's side, and then we'll go to the next step. So everybody, the next step was, like I said, I put all the names on my mom's side here. On the other side is my dad's side. And I did a lot of research before I did all this, so I make sure all the names are correct. And then I decided, I took the acrylic painter water-based. It's actually waterproof too, and sunproof. And you can use it for anything, these pens. And I decided to put little green leaves on it to give a little bit of a color, because black and white kind of looks so morbid. So now I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to decide, I think because the room that it's going to be in is blue, I think I'm going to use the blue pen, if I can. These pens, they're not the best. because, what do you call it? They dry up really fast. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some, you know, little blue leaves on the sides in different areas, not too close to each other, not too far from each other, but I already added the green one. And try to make it opposite from the other ones, like you see this here, and make it opposite so that it's not looking too funny. And this is what I'm going to do just with the blue now that you see what I'm doing there. And this is what I'm going to do, just something like this, you know. Make sure you don't touch it because these markers here, they stay wet for a little bit. So you have to make sure they're completely dry before you touch them, or you're going to have paint all over your hand like I have here. So now I'm going to do this on this side. I think something should go over here. If you want to put more than one color, you can. I'm just going to put the green and the blue. I don't want to put too much. I just want to have it, you know, some kind of a fun color on it. And this is how I'm going to do this. So now here's the close-up. Like hopefully you can see it, what I'm doing with the two different colors here, making sure they're separated. And just tiny little leaves, color it in. Don't want to put too many of them anywhere. Just want to make sure that you can see that it's all kinds of leaves all over the place here. And like I said, just the opposite side. And I have some extra spaces, so if I find any names that I want to, you know, use it on, I can. I'm going to do the whole thing, and I'm going to debate if I'm going to leave it like that or maybe add one more color. I'm not sure. So we'll see in the next step. So everybody, I am done with my family tree. I did everything I could. I added some blue, and then I added some gold to the swirl areas where I made. I mean, you don't have to do that. You could do whatever you want. And then I also, if you see, if you see this area, I made two flowers on the ends with my mom's name and my dad's name on the other end. They're both the same. Then I made a little gold twirly in a line so you can see that it starts from here, the families. And yeah, my maiden name is now up here. If you can see it, what I pointed you, yeah, you did. That's my maiden name here, and that's the name not my maiden name, that's my name I use now, my married name. And that's it. Just do it like this. Like I said, this is my third try making this tree on this table. I first used the epoxy. No, wait a minute. First I used the napkin technique on it. And even though it's permanent mark, I don't know why everything just bled. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. It just bled away. Then I had to take everything off, repaint over it, and then I did it again. And then I used epoxy resin. I put that on top of it, and I waited 2 days to let it dry first, and then I did it. And what happened? It did the same thing. It bled. So now this is my third try, and I think I'm just going to leave it like this. What I probably will do is buy some sticky see-through paper that you use for like covering books in school and stuff like that. I think that's what I'm going to put on there, or I'm going to get a piece of glass, order a piece of glass that fits perfect all around it, you know, make it fit this table, and then put that on top so that I can find new names if I go further with the Ancestry.com. And that's it. I mean, I had fun doing it. Like I said, if you look closely here, I made some swirlies here and I made some lines on it so it looks like a real tree, you know, because it was growing. And that's it. This is basically all you have to do, is 3 basic steps on making this. You've got to first paint it of the color that you want, but I prefer white because you can draw on top of it better. And the second thing you would need is markers, permanent markers, which is even better. They're supposed to be waterproof, so if anybody puts a wet glass on it or something drops on it, it should not bleed. It's waterproof, it's supposed to be. And like I said, you research for your ancestors and your family names, and you can do this. And my entrance hall is like a family family tree when you first come right in. So, and I decided to make this on the table that goes in this room, which we're in right now, and I just wanted to do this. So like I said, this is my family tree thing. I have some update pictures from my mom, marriage, and then I have older pictures here of my mom when she was a teenager. And then I also have very old pictures in here from my mother-in-law's side. As you can see, there's some pictures in here. Hopefully, I hope you can see them. Anyway, was a project that I did, and like I said, now is this project here. Like I said, I'm all done. I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you join my family, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.